Alright, so here we're on the stats chat screen when we first load up the app, and we can see it looks like a pretty familiar chat interface. Here we see Adora is telling us that she's preloaded this dataset right here, and to start we can try these action buttons below. But right now, I think we're just going to go ahead and switch out this dataset for something new. So I'll click over here on dataset, and I can see this is what's already loaded here, but I want to actually load something different. So I'm going to go up here to load data. I'm going to click here to open the file browser, and I'm going to pick this other CSV, Fight Songs. This is from 538. They have this cool set of data about different college fight songs. We see that we've got a preview here, and it shows that it's 66 rows and 23 columns, and we've got the different column types, and we can just double check what these different data types are before we import it. So looks like this is good, the school, the conference, song name, writer. Okay, now we see that the BPM is set as text, but we want this to be a whole number. And then we also want to change this one to a number, and also this trope count as well. So now we have the text data types and number data types properly set before we even import it. And we can also skip certain columns if we don't need them. For instance, at the end here, like Spotify ID is pretty cool, but we don't really need this, so I'll just go ahead and skip that. And now just import it, and we see it shows up here in our little data preview. If you want to, you can also click on each column, and you can also change the data types here as well later if you need to. But for now, I think this looks pretty good. So we're gonna hop back over here to the stats chat, and I guess Adora sees that we've got this new data set loaded. So now we're going to try and explore this data a little bit. Summarize does some analysis on numeric values. So for instance, if I click Summarize, it'll say create a summary of, and I can select one of my numeric variables. So I just click this, and this can be either the beats per minute, the duration, number of times the song says fight, or the number of tropes in the song. So I'm going to go ahead and click on, let's do beats per minute, and the number of fights that show up. And click send, and we see Adora's sent us back a nice little summary data table that tells us, hey, there's 65 observations of this variable, and the mean beats per minute is about 128, minimum is 65, the maximum is 180, and then this number of times the word fight shows up in the song. Minimum is 0, maximum is 17. The next action here is tabulate. So tabulate works on categorical variables, so you can see how many of a certain category appear. So if I click on this, I can start with the conference, and also on the top I want to see if there's like a trend with the word win or won. I can go ahead and send that up. We can see that there's a trend where about half, it's kind of split between schools that use the word win or won in their song, a little bit more that don't. Looks like the Big Ten is a fan of the word win or won in their songs. That's just one example of how we can tabulate two different types of data at the same time. And then our other feature here is making a histogram. So we can click on this and select a value. So maybe we can check out the beats per minute and see, how does that distribution look? When I click it, I see, wow, it looks like a lot of the songs are kind of clustering around between 120 to 180 mark. And then there's also a couple kind of slower songs here on this side of things. That's basically the features we have so far, and we have some other ones planned as well. So in addition, we'd like to be able to make different types of graphs. I do more actual editing of the data as well as testing, so running some basic statistical tests and stuff. And also eventually including some more fun banter that you can have with Adora as well. And yeah, that's it.